Expressionism, art that refused to stay quiet. At the dawn of the 20th century, Europe was changing at a pace that felt both exhilarating and terrifying. Industrialization reshaped cities, old social orders weakened, and modern life brought new anxieties alongside new freedoms. In this atmosphere of tension and uncertainty, Expressionism emerged, not as a single style, but as a shared refusal. It rejected the idea that art should calmly reflect the external world. Instead, it insisted that art should expose what the world feels like from the inside. Expressionism prioritized emotion over accuracy. Artists distorted shapes, exaggerated colors, and abandoned realistic perspective to convey inner experience. The goal was not to show how things looked, but how they were lived, through fear, desire, loneliness, and anger. In doing so, Expressionism challenged centuries of artistic tradition that valued balance, harmony, and faithful representation. One of the movement's most iconic images is Edvard Munch's The Scream. The figure's twisted face and the violently swirling background communicate psychological terror more effectively than any realistic portrait could. The painting does not depict a specific event, it visualizes a state of mind. Viewers do not observe emotion from a distance, they are pulled into it. While Expressionism appeared across Europe, it took particularly strong root in Germany. Groups such as Die Bruck and Der Blaue Reiter sought to break away from academic art and explore raw, instinctive creativity. Their works often featured harsh lines, unnatural colors, and themes of alienation and spiritual crisis. These artists believed that modern society had numbed authentic feeling, and that art's task was to shock it awake. Expressionism did not limit itself to painting. In literature, writers fragmented language and abandoned linear storytelling to mirror psychological instability. In theater, exaggerated gestures and stylized sets replaced realism. Perhaps most strikingly, German expressionist cinema used distorted architecture, sharp contrasts of light and shadow, and unnatural acting styles to externalize inner states. Films such as The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari turned anxiety itself into a visual environment. What unified these diverse forms was a shared distrust of surface reality. Expressionists believed that truth did not reside in appearances, but beneath them. This belief was shaped by the intellectual climate of the time, influenced by psychology, particularly emerging ideas about the unconscious. Art became a way of revealing hidden forces shaping human behavior, forces reason alone could not control. Critics initially dismissed Expressionism as ugly, chaotic, or deliberately provocative. Yet this discomfort was precisely the point. Expressionist art was not meant to soothe. It was meant to confront. By amplifying fear and distortion, it forced audiences to acknowledge emotions often suppressed by polite society. The movement's influence extended far beyond its historical moment. Expressionism shaped later developments in abstract art, modern cinema, graphic design, and even contemporary music and performance. Its core idea, that subjective experience is a valid and necessary subject for art, has become foundational to modern creative expression. Expressionism reminds us that art does not always exist to explain the world. Sometimes, its role is to scream, to fracture, and to make visible what cannot be neatly spoken. In an age still marked by uncertainty and emotional overload, its message remains unsettlingly familiar. Art, Expressionism insists, should not merely decorate reality, it should reveal the truth of living within it.